Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some kind of somewhat sad news going on over here, where we are actually finally losing and basically giving on up for one of our old school consoles going on over here. We have some very sad news from official news going on over here from Sony itself, and we're sadly ending one of the PlayStation consoles. So it's kind of sad to go and see, when, especially because, you know, we're kind of having some good news, good vibes, good everything when it comes to the PlayStation 5. But sadly, all the other previous gen consoles don't get to last forever. And I'm never sure why these consoles always just want to be on their way out. No matter which one it is, all these big companies are always trying their best to go and move, and new. But we have some kind of sad news to go and cover. As well as also, right after we cover this news, we'll have a little bit cool Elden Ring news to go cover too as well, which has been kind of nice to go and see throughout the overall community. So a lot of stuff to go cover. Make sure you guys are subscribe first and foremost with the notifications on for the PS5 giveaway, but also make sure you guys are entering into the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway down with the Twitter link down below. Make sure you guys are a part of that one. Also, make sure you guys follow up on Twitter. We have the Twitch stream as well down below, the Amazon links down below, the Webull and the Coinbase and all that good stuff. And we have lots to go talk about. So, well, let's go and talk about it. So, as I mentioned, we have some kind of sad news. It's always kind of weird to cover this because it kind of more, like, the news itself isn't the biggest deal, but it's always more about the nostalgia factor and more about the fact that it's actually coming to an end for some of our nicely and beloved consoles that, at least for me, hold a very near and dear place to my heart. And we're going to be basically talking about this in the fact of the PlayStation 3. Now, for some odd reason, this must be like Sony's just bad egg child or something, I don't know, but they always keep on wanting to try to get rid of the PlayStation 3. They were trying to do that before with online servers, trying to go do it right now with support for the console itself, and just, I don't know why Sony hates the PlayStation 3 so much. The PlayStation 4 is still very active, obviously they're still being made and sold even through Sony themselves, and just, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why they're so anti this console, but we do actually have now official news confirming that the PlayStation 3 support will be ending in Japan as of officially at the end of April. So Sony Japan will be ending after sales support for the final PlayStation 3 model to be sold in Japan, as well as all the PlayStation 3 peripherals as well. Peripherals. I keep on saying that word, peripherals. Support will be discontinued at the end of April. So we have the official sad news in regards to, once again, another, well, just console now being left in the dust, stuck in grandma's closet, whatever it is. So basically, support will be discontinued at the end of April. Anyone wishing to have their PlayStation 3 console serviced in the region are encouraged to basically go and apply for their after-sales support service, or to send in their console to the PlayStation Clinic basically as soon as possible. It's just sad to see. It's just sad to see. So basically, this is the end of their support. They've been trying their best to end all the PlayStation 3 support too as well, online support. And basically, at this point, they just want the console gone. They just don't want to deal with it. They want to move on. They want people to be focused on the next big shiny thing, the PlayStation 5 itself. And it makes me sad because I had such good days and such good vibes and such good, I don't know, so many like fun gaming moments, especially for me in high school with the PlayStation 3. So it kind of makes me sad seeing this. So for this, when will the PS3 after sales support end in Japan? And then the after sales service will be discontinued for the PlayStation 3 CE CH4300 series and all the peripherals as of officially April 30th, 2022. The reason for discontinuing support is because Sony is finally running out of parts, which is, I kind of want to touch on this for a second. Sony is literally running out of the parts to be able to go and fix the console and the accessories. Like, can't you always just go make more? Can't you guys just go and buy more? But I guess at the end of the day, maybe that's them being like, well, we are barely getting orders. We could maybe go buy even more if we really needed to, but I'm sure most people in the community just won't care regardless. They're already on the PS4, or at least bare minimum, you know, PS5. They have a chance to go get it. And it's just kind of weird because it makes me so sad because this is like some people's childhood. So this is more of like my teenagehood, I guess. So, but like, it's kind of sad, you know, we're losing a console. It's just, you can't fix it. It's kind of just sad. Although I'm sure there's gonna be like third-party shops and other, like, you know, right to repair type things to be able to go and get the console fixed. But man, it makes me sad to go and see. This is basically like, you know how there's a console that's basically hanging on for dear life. This is basically what this is. It's just the console sitting there being like, don't leave me. don't leave me hanging. And then this is basically Sony looking at it and then just walking away being like, you're on your own, buddy. So it kind of, this is more so on the Japan side though, but as you guys know, these consoles originated from Japan itself. So it's kind of just weird to go and see that they're basically just gonna be gone. It makes me sad. It really does make me kind of sad, because at some point in the future it's gonna be a PS4, at some point it's gonna be a PS5. You know, like, that's kind of the big issue we've covered a lot too when it comes like the CMOS batteries and stuff like that, where at some point the consoles will die, and at some point the consoles are gonna disappear. You know, like, it's kind of sad. It's like almost like I feel like I'm like growing older, you know what I mean? We're just like all these old school memories and everything we had. I don't know, it's a little bit on the sadder side, but basically for this one, I did have an official post on the PlayStation Japan support site, as spotted by Video Game Chronicles, which went a little bit more into detail on how players could continue to request support as well. Now, I'm sure most of you guys don't care about this because you guys are probably not Japanese, although this also may have a little bit of combination too as well for the American audience, but customers who wish to have after service for the relevant model should apply for after sales service through the online repair reception service or PlayStation customer support by Saturday, April 30th, 2022, and by Saturday, May 7th, 2020. Please send the product to arrive at the PlayStation Clinic, which I love that it's called the PlayStation Clinic. If you wish to send it directly to the PlayStation Clinic without prior application, please send it so that it arrives by Saturday, April 30th, 2022. We will not be able to accept applications or arrivals after the day following the above deadline. So if you're considering applying for after service or after sales service, please request as soon as possible. Please note that repairs may not be possible for the end date due to the exhaustion of parts. So like I said, the base just kind of means like for this one too, it just stinks, you know. Thankfully, they will still be covering up the PS4 and PlayStation 5 in every region, as you guys know. So if you have any issues with the PS4s or PS5s, they'll still fix it. But it does kind of make me a little bit on the sadder side seeing this as well. And at the same time, too, I mean, it makes sense. At some point, we do have to go move on. But I don't know. Like, it kind of stinks. I don't know. I don't know. It's just got like fond memories. But at least on some bright news too, besides the fact that we just lost our console. At least on the bright side for this, Elden Ring has been doing phenomenal. Although they have been doing some maintenance and trying to make the multiplayer working well, we actually saw two really cool news articles that for Elden Ring to kind of wind down. Basically saying that Elden Ring director won't stop making difficult games because it's their identity. Which has actually been kind of cool to go and see this floating around, because I have always loved the Bloodborne type style games, like you know, the Soulsborne type games. All these games, phenomenal. Demon Souls as well. If you guys haven't played the PS5 remake of it, please go and play it. But as well, I get the biggest recommendation for Elden Ring. And it's really cool to go and kind of see them basically knowing their roots, saying that it's going to be a challenging game no matter what. And I love it. I really do love it, because these games are hard games, and I love the idea of actually having to go pay attention and not have the hand-holding aspects of a game like that. And it really is kind of a big selling point too as well for games like Dark Souls, because like people just know. They have that rumor where it's like it's going to be a hard game, it's going to be a challenging game, you're going to have to struggle with it. And I feel like that's like the kind of challenge a lot of folks like, because they like that challenge. They want to be able to go and hit like fight a boss 30, 40 times and come back and finally go and beat it. And people are like, let's go. Or, you know, just kind of the overall, like, always uphill battle. It's just like the normal thing. It's like a metaphor for life, I feel like, for this. So basically, I had a chance to go talk with New York Times, stating, we are always looking to improve, but in our game specifically, hardship is what gives meaning to the experience. So it's not something we're willing to abandon at the moment. It's our identity, which is also kind of cool to go and see. So even for him, he even states, for Miyazaki, I die a lot. So in my work, I want to answer the question, if death is to be more than a mark of failure, how do I give it meaning? How do I make it enjoyable? And also kind of what I said too, is he sometimes sees it more for an opportunity to create fun memories for players. And I agree. Some of my favorite moments so far for Elden Ring is like when I'm spending 40 minutes, 50 minutes on a boss, and at some point I finally go and get it. And at some point, if I go and like, it's like the challenge to get my, like, you know, my souls back afterwards too. Like, just everything about it is a nice feeling, because it's like you feel accomplished, you feel good because you yourself did it. And one kind of cool things themselves that they did is Bandai themselves also announced a significant pay raise for all the developers working on the game too as well. So I love to see this too, because basically for them on their press release, they basically are going to be raising their basic salary for employees to another 50,000 plus yen per month, which works out to around only $5,000 per year, which is still pretty good. Like, any random raise as a baseline pays, I think is overall kind of nice, especially with how good a lot of these games have been doing as of recent. And as well, also the starting, basically the starting salary too as well, is going to also be moving up to on top of that, which is also very nice to go and see. And basically the press release says this in line with Bandai Namco's new Connect with Fans mission, which is also them trying to go just make the overall gaming community a better place, and just making sure we don't have as much developer crunch, as well also making sure the developers are taken care of too as well, because no one wants to be having to go and have a game made by someone who hasn't slept in 4 different games too on top of that. They're also going to be allowing players to choose where and when they work to as well on top of that. So basically, like, let's say like your crunch time's more so at the tail end, or you have to wait for certain assets, you can basically go and wait for Timmy to go finish up making a certain animation so you can start working on it, which I think is always very nice to go and see. Just think more of like the kind of big like work from home. You don't have to show up for the meeting. You can get like the PowerPoint, like that type of stuff. You can basically be able to go pick and choose when you need to. And I think this is overall kind of nice because with the gaming as a whole, the industry basically has a lot of issues, obviously, with developer crunch and people not getting paid as much. So I love kind of seeing this too as well. So a big thumbs up to Bandai too on top of that. So a little bit of a sad video losing some of our PlayStation 3 support. A little bit of a fun stuff, kind of seeing some good news for Elden Ring. And as well, you guys all just enjoy. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for our brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway up on Twitter down below. The Twitter and Twitch room, as I mentioned, down below too as well if you guys want to follow. Amazon links to the PS5 Digital Console Controller and that Weeble and Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. You guys are all amazing. Love you guys.